Hi, thank you for tuning in. Rose Ward, StampersDelight.com. This is my series on sweet and simple stamping. And if you'd like to order from me, there's my November host code, StampersDelight.com. That's all you have to remember. Okay, so for my sweet and simple stamping today, what I'm going to show you is the frosted foliage. And this is the sweet, feels like frost sweet. So what I'm going to do is bring in what I've already cut so that I can show you a couple of different ways to do this. So this is our Seaside Spray cardstock and the designer series paper. I also have a piece of thick white. Now this is nice because we can use different pieces of this. If you don't have the whole bundle or suite, I'm going to show you how to do two different cards with this. Okay, so the first piece I have here is my thick white. Now remember, this is sweet and simple, okay, which means you don't have to own everything in the catalog. So you take a half a piece of white cardstock, fold it in half, and then my piece of Seaside Spray, which is 4 by 5 1/4. I'm just going to snail that right down. I have other videos out there on YouTube with more intricate stamping and ideas, so please check them out. Just subscribe to my YouTube channel. But I like to do the simple stamping sometimes because not everybody is an avid stamper, and this you can use for whether you're a beginner or an avid stamper. So I'm going to bring in another piece of my designer series paper, and this is cut at 3 7/8 and 5 inches. So that's going to layer right on there. Now, a lot of people think, oh, blue for Christmas. This is a Christmas card, but it's a frosty kind of Christmas card. So that's what's on here, the white. And blue is all the new rage for the holidays. So I'm going to bring in my blueberry bushel and the stamp for the from the frosted foliage. I'm just going to take this, stamp it right up in the corner here. Wishing you a season full of family, friends, and happiness. And I'm going to take that, and I'm going to snail that. Now, sometimes the metallic on the back doesn't tape too well, so you have to really make sure that you're running your tape down there. You could do it this way also. I don't like to do it this way just in case I go over and I don't want the glue like over the edge. I'm just going to lay that right on top of there. Beautiful little frosted looking look to it. I'm going to bring in some of my faceted dots. These are in the annual catalog, and again, this is the Seaside Spray. And I'm just going to add some of those to the side here. I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to stamp right on the inside, and I'm going to use Sending You a Little Yuletide Cheer. Again, it's all the same stamp set, not using anything else. I'm going to go ahead and get these berries, also from the stamp set, and I will place all that information in the bottom of my YouTube video. But don't forget to subscribe, okay? So there is my first card. Quick and easy. And then when you cut the designer series paper, you always have this, because they're 6 by 6, you always have this little piece left. What I like to do, if you've seen my other videos, is I like to use that on the lip of my envelope. Just decorate that. Just put that right on there. And then turn it around. And then I'm just going to trim off the edges. I also do Facebook Lives on Friday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I do them on Sunday nights at 7 p.m. And I do upload those also to YouTube. So I have quite a few videos out there, so I'd love to hear from you. So there is a quick and sweet, simple stamped card. Now, just to dress it up just a little bit, what I will do is I'll bring in also to that sweet, one of the dies. And I'm going to bring that in. I'm going to put it on my platform. This is just vellum paper or vellum cardstock. I'm going to bring it in and I'm going to roll this through. Now this is going to make the table jiggle a little bit. I apologize. I'm just going to put that right here. I'm going to run it through my Big Shot. We have so many card ideas out there. Some of them are magnificent, but sometimes you just want to do a simple card. Now this is just a step up from what I just did. Now for this, because it's the vellum paper, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it back out. Here's a little trick, okay? Bring it back out, and I'm going to flip this the opposite way so I get all those little pieces to fall out easier for me. Okay, so I'm just going to roll it through this way. And again, I know the camera's bouncing here. Okay, so just bring that out. Move that over here. And let's take this out. Just going to very gently get my vellum out of there. Run my finger through there gently so it doesn't rip, and you can just use take your pick tool to go in there and pop some of those out. Just go into those little holes and just pop them. Loosens it up a little bit. Okay, there we go. Okay. So now I have this nice little piece of vellum paper, and basically I'm doing the same thing. I'm going to bring in another piece of that designer series paper and cut the same way, but this time I'm just going to dress it up just a little bit. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp the larger stamp that I did inside. I'm going to put that on the vellum instead. Now this is vellum and it's regular ink. It does have to dry, or you can heat set it. We're just going to put it aside for a minute. I'm going to bring in again my thick white cardstock. And if you don't have a demonstrator, please contact me. I'd love to be your demonstrator. I can get you out a catalog. Again, I'm layering it up. This is 4 by 5 1/4. I'll layer that right up here. Again, another piece of the designer series paper. You see they're a little bit different. I'm going to go ahead, and even the back side of this is gorgeous. I've done another video with that, this side of the paper. You can check that out. It was the ringing bells. I'm going to go ahead and line that right up there. Now this is probably not dry yet. Okay, so I'm going to be real careful with it. That's going to go right on top there. We'll let it dry for a few more minutes. Open it up, and again, now I'm switching and putting the saying that I had on the front of this card on the inside. And again with the berries, which I'm doing in blue. Okay, so again, I just switched them around. And very gently, what I'm going to do with this, hopefully it's dry. Let's give it a couple more minutes. You can just flip it over and very gently press to get the ink that didn't dry if you're not going to heat set it. Okay, I'm going to lift that up, just a little tip. There we go. Now you don't want to have your glue showing through here. So what I suggest for this is that you use glue dots on those little pieces or on the corners, wherever it may not show. And so I'm just putting them in the corners here. There we go. And then I'm just going to angle that. Now this is, I want this at an angle just a little bit. There we go. And then again, I'm bringing in the dots, my embellishments. Blue ones are over here. And I'm just going to add some embellishments. This one I want this here. And then I'm going to just put that little blue one maybe right on top of the vellum. Okay, and then again, we can decorate an envelope just like we did for the other one. Find our strip. Oh, it's right here. And just go ahead and glue that down. And then trim it. Okay, and there you have it, another sweet and simply stamped card using the Feels Like Frost suite. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you check out my other videos on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. Rose Ward, StampersDelight.com.